9 seconds. That is all it takes. 9 seconds after your alarm sounds, before your feet touch the floor, before you form a single thought, before you make a single decision. Your hand finds your phone, not because you chose to, because something else chose for you. And in those 9 seconds, the most sophisticated psychological manipulation system ever engineered has already written the code for your entire day. Your anxiety level, set. Your comparison triggers, armed. Your attention span, fragmented. Your stress response, activated. All before you have spoken a single word. But 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor, who commanded 60 million people, discovered the exact mechanism behind this trap and engineered a precise protocol to defeat it every single morning, without fail. This is Virtue Protocol, and this is your system upgrade. Now let us understand exactly what is happening inside your brain in those 9 seconds. When you wake, your brain transitions through sleep stages, delta waves, theta waves, until it reaches the alpha-beta window, the state of emerging consciousness. Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman calls the first 30 minutes after waking the critical neurological window. In this window, your brain is highly plastic. Plastic means easy to rewire. Your neural pathways are literally open, waiting to receive their instructions for the day. And whoever writes on that cement first determines the shape of the entire day. What happens when you pick up your phone? In this window, your amygdala, your brain's threat detector, receives a stream of social comparison signals. Your dopamine system receives unpredictable variable reward triggers, the exact same mechanism used in slot machines. And your prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making center, which is still coming online, gets completely bypassed. Dr. Matthew Walker at UC Berkeley describes this as cortical hijacking. The emotional brain seizes the morning before the rational brain can claim it. And this is not accidental. Every major social media platform, every notification system, was designed specifically for this window, specifically for the moment when your defenses are lowest. File, 9-second trap. Status, identified. Vulnerability, critical. Now let us understand the mechanism behind the trap. Your brain is not a passive receiver of information. It is an active prediction machine. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett at Northeastern University has spent 20 years demonstrating that your emotions are not reactions to what happens to you. They are predictions your brain makes based on the input patterns it has learned to expect. Your brain does not feel anxious because something anxious happened. Your brain predicts anxiety based on the input it received and then creates the experience of anxiety to match that prediction. This changes everything because it means if you can control the morning input, you can control the emotional prediction, and therefore, you can control how you feel and perform for the entire day. Let us go to Rome. 161 AD, pre-dawn. Marcus Aurelius wakes, not to an alarm, not to a notification, not to anyone else's urgency. He wakes because the morning belongs to him, and he knows it with absolute certainty. In Meditations, the private journal, never meant for publication, he writes to himself, at dawn when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work. As a human being, he is not appealing to motivation. He is making an identity declaration before the world can make one for him. He is writing the morning code before anything else gets to write it. And then, before he touches a scroll, before he speaks to anyone, he sits in complete silence for 5 minutes and rewrites his prediction template with a single precise question. What kind of person will I be today? That question is not asking what Marcus wants. It is establishing, with deliberate intention, the identity framework through which every experience of the day will be filtered. And the results across 30 years were not subtle. Marcus Aurelius ran the most complex organization in Western history through plagues, wars, betrayals, with a documented equanimity that philosophers have studied for 2 millennia. That equanimity came from 30 years of deliberately writing his own morning code every single day before anything else got to write it. Now let us break down exactly what he did, component by component. Component 1. Protocol isolation. Before Marcus Aurelius did anything, he eliminated all external input. For the first 30 minutes, his mind belonged only to him. This is the prerequisite for everything else, because you cannot write your own morning code if someone else is already writing it for you. Component 2. The identity declaration. After isolating the input, Marcus made a declaration, not to anyone else, to himself. What kind of person will I be today? I will be patient when I want to react. I will be honest when dishonesty is easier. I will be present when distraction would be comfortable. This is identity architecture. He was constructing the lens through which he would experience the day before the day had a chance to construct it for him. Component 3. Premeditatio malo rum. Marcus deliberately imagined everything that could go wrong, not to create anxiety, to eliminate it. In engineering, this is a stress test. By preloading the difficult scenarios, he removes their power to hijack his emotional state. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology confirms mental contrasting, imagining both the outcome and the obstacles, produces significantly better emotional resilience and performance than positive visualization alone. Component 4. Physical signal. Cold water. Simple movement. Research from the University of Freiburg, published 2023, shows cold water exposure increases norepinephrine, the neurotransmitter responsible for focus alertness and resilience, by up to 300%. 300% from cold water that Marcus Aurelius was administering to himself 2,000 years ago. Component 5. The morning audit. Marcus Aurelius wrote 10 minutes by hand. No agenda. Dr. James Pennybaker at the University of Texas has proven that expressive writing for 15 minutes moves emotional data from the amygdala, the fear center, to the prefrontal cortex, the rational center. You are literally reorganizing your own data, moving stress from the folder where it causes panic to the folder where it can be managed. All components complete. Morning protocol online. Now let us validate each component against modern neuroscience. Component 1. Protocol isolation. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that cortisol levels in the morning are most sensitive to social comparison. In the first 20 minutes after waking, eliminating phone use in this window reduces morning cortisol spikes by up to 40%. 40% reduction just from not picking up your phone for 20 minutes. Component 2. Identity declaration. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett's research shows that deliberate morning identity setting reduces amygdala reactivity throughout the day by training the brain to filter experience through a chosen lens. Components 3, 4, and 5, all independently verified. Every single component confirmed by research institutions that Marcus Aurelius never heard of, who arrived at the exact same conclusions he had already reached through 30 years of rigorous self-observation. That is the power of the Stoic method. Now let us talk about what happens when the trap succeeds. Every single day, you pick up the phone. Your prediction engine receives its anxiety template. You spend the day in reactive mode. By evening, you are exhausted, not from meaningful work, from constant low-grade threat response. Your cortisol, which should peak in the morning and decline through the day, has remained elevated throughout. You feel drained, unfocused, vaguely anxious, and what do you reach for? Your phone. This is the digital anxiety loop, and it runs on your prediction engine, fueled by your morning input, every single day, until you interrupt it. So here is your complete 9-second trap defeat protocol. 20 minutes, every morning, no exceptions. Component 1, protocol isolation. First 20 minutes, zero phone. Your morning, your code. Component 2, identity declaration. 5 minutes of silence. One question. What kind of person will I be today? Component 3, premeditatio malo rum. 3 minutes. Stress test the system. Component 4, physical signal. Cold water. Simple movement. 300% norepinephrine spike. Component 5, morning audit. 10 minutes. By hand. Move the data from fear to logic. System complete. Prediction engine reset. Morning code yours. And here is exactly how. To start tomorrow morning, set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. Place your phone across the room. The night before. That walk, that small distance, creates the space of reason. Marcus Aurelius talked about the gap between impulse and action. In that gap, you are free. Day 1 through 7. Run component 1 only, just the isolation. Day 8 through 14. Add the identity declaration. Day 15 through 21. Add premeditatio malo rum. Day 22 through 30. Add the physical signal. And the morning audit. By day 30, you will have built a complete morning protocol. Incrementally, sustainably, without overwhelming the system. This is Virtue Protocol. Every week, one ancient principle, one modern application, one protocol for living better. Marcus Aurelius faced the 9-second trap in a different form every single morning of his 30-year reign. And every single morning, he defeated it, not with willpower, not with motivation, with a protocol, a precise, repeatable, Scientifically validated. 20-minute protocol. That reset his prediction engine. Before the world got to reset it for him. That protocol is now yours. Forward this to one person whose system is crashing. And if you are ready to run the protocol, subscribe. Marcus Aurelius is waiting.